things are hard. Should have hidden it, shouldn't you?
What's up, everyone? I'm Jaren, and today we are talking about Death on the Nile. Director/actor Kenneth Branagh has returned to the scene of the crime as Detective Hercule Poirot in another Agatha Christie adaptation, which is a follow-up to Murder on the Orient Express. Now, when it comes to mystery movies like these, I normally like to stay away and avoid any written source material that it was based off of, including the fact that I did watch the original Murder on the Orient Express before watching the very new one, and I gotta say, I wish I held off on that because I wasn't completely shock and awe at the reveal when it came to the ending. With that being said, I also avoided actually watching the 1978 Death on the Nile movie, and I really just wanted to go into this blind, and the trailers also did a good job with me not trying to wrap my finger around what would happen. Now, with my predictions at hand, I genuinely enjoyed this movie more than I thought I would, although I do feel like the Murder on the Orient Express was a much more bolder film than this one. With how grandeur and breathtaking as the shots were, you can kind of tell that the movie had a little bit of restrictions and budget issues that didn't necessarily reach its full potential into a lot of the things they wanted to execute. Like, they were very ambitious, but especially in the editing room, you can really tell that some of the shots were kind of wonky, that some of the lighting or even the CGI was like a itsy bitsy off, but nonetheless, there was a lot to really enjoy about this film. Other than the magnificent Branagh, you have a wonderful supporting cast, including Gal Gadot, Armie Hammer, Russell Brand, Jennifer Saunders, Annette Bening, Letitia Wright, Rose Leslie. Even Tom Bateman has reprised this role as Book, and I gotta say, as methodical as Poirot can be in his investigations and a lot of his interrogations, it was kind of surprising that he hasn't questioned Book in the first film, because they were stuck on a train and a murder happened, and even though he was the best friend, I kind of figured that he would have questioned him too as a suspect. But this time around, Book was definitely involved as one of the suspects that he ended up questioning, and he had a lot more to do. And I thought that really added to a lot of his characterization, and he wasn't just another side character that's going to make comments. He was really involved, and I think that made Tom Bateman's performance even better. Going back to Branagh, I cannot for the life of me put my finger around how this man manages to put a colorful performance as our main character and at the same time direct a really fine film. Kenneth Branagh, you have outdone yourself. Now, I know that there's more to the Poirot character, especially his love with Catherine. I just wish they would just dig a little bit more deeper and focus a little bit more on him, give a little bit more of his past, because I kind of like that opening sequence. Now, I know that I said that Murder on the Orient Express was a much more bolder film than this one, but I do have to say there is a lot of entertainment value and a lot more better pacing in this story than I do feel like was better than the first film. The fact that the first murder really doesn't happen until maybe 50 minutes in, it really gives us time to invest ourselves in a lot of the characters, because there is a scene where Book kind of explains who all the other supporting characters are, and it was kind of a weird exposition dump that felt really crammed in, and I really wish we went back to actually unveiling who they were through the interviews, through a lot of the small tiny cutscenes that were vague. Once the investigation proceeds itself, death really comes for some of the supporting characters, and it was quite a shocker into some of the people that they decided to dispatch. The suspense really piles up, especially towards the final act of the film, the big grandeur reveal as to where Poirot ends up locking everybody in. He wants to figure out who the killer is, and especially when he pulls out the gun, he's like, we're going to stay here. We're going to figure this out. So badass. Now, besides the edge of your seat stuff, there's a lot of witty humor that can get overseen in these kind of movies, and I really think it adds on to a lot of the dynamic within characters and the script. Needless to say, I do feel like the culprit of the story, as well as the results of the film, were somewhat predictable. I almost wish that a lot of the suspicions and demeanors towards the red herrings just kind of stuck it out a little bit longer. Overall, I enjoyed the ride that I decided to take, but that's all I got to say about that movie. So you guys go check it out yourselves. Thank you guys so much for watching. Look forward to more reviews, and I will see you guys at the movies. Take care.
It's too late to change events. It's time